Well, hello guys, and welcome to Top 5 Saturdays. This is the show where I'm going to bring you every single Saturday. That would probably be implied. And it's going to be a top 5 list over something that's related to releases that came out on Friday, the day previous. And it's also going to lead into my podcast episode for Sunday, which I do, Reel Me In, a movie podcast. So this week, Inside Out has come out. And, and I'm doing this thing live. So if you're watching live, every Saturday, you can comment the place rub on my face, and you can talk to me while we're doing this. But that's okay because no one ever does these things live with me anyways. But there you go. So this Friday, on June 19th, 2015, we had a movie called Inside Out come out. Now, what is this film? Well, this is a Pixar movie. Who is Pixar? One of the kings of animation. Very first film, 1995, with Toy Story. They have been basically the dominating force in animation ever since, because they just keep creating classics after classics after classics. Yeah, there are some so-so movies in there, and we'll get to that. But I'm going to give you my top 5 list, so it may not be your top 5 list. That's okay. I want to know what you guys have to say about your favorite Pixar movies, so please comment down below and let me know. So let's not waste any time. Let's get this started. So Inside Out has come out. It's a Pixar movie, so I'm going to give you my top 5 favorite Pixar movies. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Chase, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good Pixar movies. Well, there is, but this list wasn't really that hard for me, except for like one spot. I was deciding between two of them, but other than that, it was pretty easy for me. And I'll tell you why on every single one of them. So let me pull up my list here. Before I get into my top 5, some honorable mentions. Bug's Life. I didn't put that one in there, but Kevin Spacey as a giant grasshopper is always a good thing. You guys know about Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. I won't tell you which one or ones are in my top 5. Finding Nemo did not make the list. It's a very fun movie. It's very funny, and it's a very touching father and son story. And trying to find yourself at the same time. It's fine. It's fun. And there's a lot of good messages there, but I just ultimately couldn't put it in my top 5. Cars is not in there. Owen Wilson as a race car, it's fine. I mean, the movie's fine. It's got a good message of, where you come from. Like, don't lose yourself when you do move. Like, keep that hometown presence in you. Ratatouille is not in there. And you know what? Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I love me some Patton Oswalt as a rat. It's kind of inspiring. Like, if you want to be like a chef or something, because the movie's ridiculous. Like, it's a mouse cooking. Mouse rat. I keep forgetting. Rat. He's a rat because it's Ratatouille. It's a pun because Ratatouille is a dish and he's a rat. I'm an idiot. Okay, so but yeah, Ratatouille's not on there. I do like Ratatouille a lot though, because my roommate's a chef. I really enjoy like the art of cooking. And I think this one is just charming, and it's just a movie about chasing your dreams, man. If you're a rat out there and you're listening to this, chase your dreams. Become a chef. You might get killed along the way, but damn it, you are going to reach your dream. All right, so next one is WALL-E. I did not put WALL-E in my list. Ooh, I like the first half of WALL-E a lot. I don't think the second half warrants it to be like one of the best Pixar movies. I understand the message. We as people and humans, we're getting stupid, and we're trashing this planet, and at some point we're gonna have to bail, and we're gonna have to go somewhere else to find resources and stuff. I get that. It's kind of like a message that hits you over the head quite a lot. But I love the first half. I love it with no dialogue and WALL-E just kind of like scurrying along with his little tires or whatever, and he's just discovering stuff. So yeah, the first half of WALL-E is great. The second half is just, it's fine. It's good. Still a good movie though. Cars 2. It exists. It's there. This is one of the ones I was talking about where it's like, it's not bad, but it's so-so. It's okay at best. The thing is, in Cars, Larry the Cable Guy plays a tow truck. It's fine. He's a side character. He's there for comedic relief for the little kiddies to laugh at. But in Cars 2, he's the main character. We don't need that. Larry the Cable Guy. Just please stop what you're doing. Brave is actually the only one I have not seen. So even if I liked it, like I haven't seen it, so I can't put it on the list. So that'd be kind of unfair to it. I mean, I've heard mixed things on it. I've heard a lot of people say they hate it. I'll check it out, I guess, if I'm drinking one night and I have nothing else better to do. So, and then the last one I didn't put on there is Monsters University. I think it's a pretty good prequel. It's definitely not as good as the first one because it's on my list somewhere. But I mean, it's a fine prequel. There's a lot of things that really don't make sense story-wise with it connecting to the first one. But as far as like just an entertaining, funny movie, it's one of the funnier ones out of the whole bunch, by the way. Like, it's actually a pretty funny movie because it tackles college humor and stuff. And there's a plane. I should probably warn you guys, if you're going to continue watching this series, I live near an airport. This shit's going to happen. So Monsters University is not on there. So, top 5 favorite Pixar movies. Interesting. So let's see. Out of all the honorable mentions I gave you, you know for a fact that maybe 1, 2, or 3 of the Toy Stories are on there. You know The Incredibles is on there somewhere. You know Up is on there. Monsters Inc. And did I just put Inside Out in the top 5? Oh shit. All right. So that was my version of hyping it up. It didn't work. So number 5, my number 5 favorite Pixar film, The Incredibles. I think The Incredibles is just a fun movie. That was the first time I actually walked out of a. Listen, I've had fun with all these movies, but a lot of them hit you in your emotional core, man. It's like serious, man. I sound like Cheech and Chong there. No, like most movies are very emotional and they kind of like hit you in your core. The Incredibles is just straight up fun. And the message in this one is family. And, you know, having a family is a very good thing. You have this strong bond with people that you would never have with any other person on earth. It's a good message to have. But let's face it, this is a superhero film, folks, and it is just downright fun. The Incredibles is a fantastic film to just watch. I think it's a good gateway movie. Ooh, the gateway drug. It's a good gateway movie for if your kid wants to get into superhero movies. This one's a little lighter, so they can kind of handle some of the themes a lot better in this film. But if they're interested in superhero movies, I mean, because obviously some people might be. Look at that poster right there. It's beautiful. There's a Batman poster right next to it. I have Marvel and DC rival each other next to my wall. It's awesome. Anyways, The Incredibles is just it's a nice gateway superhero movie for kids to get into. I don't have any kids, so I can't justify that. So I don't know. But I would think it's a good start for kids to watch action movies, superhero movies, and stuff. And it's the action sequences are great. It's probably, I'm looking at the list and I'm sure Brave has a couple, but The Incredibles has some of the best action sequences in any Pixar movie, period. So it's a fun movie. It's action packed. It's got a lot of heart to it, and it's got really great superheroes with superpowers. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. And I had a lot of fun with this one. Number 4 was actually a toss-up between Ratatouille and Up. Now, I almost chose Ratatouille because Ratatouille is, it's near and dear to my heart. Because, I used to be fat as a kid. I'm still fat now, but I used to be really fat as a kid. And, I used to eat a lot. Well, I still eat a lot now. But, I mean, I used to really indulge myself. And so I loved Ratatouille and just the art of food, I guess. And, it had a really good leading character. But as far as Up goes, now you're probably thinking to yourself, Chase, do you like it only for the first 10 minutes? Valid point. That's usually the only part that everyone talks about with Up. And yes, it is one of the most heart-wrenching 10 minutes Pixar has ever done. They just love to stick their hands in your heart, make it dirty with all the grease they have on their hands, and just kind of tug at it and just kind of just do shit to it. And it's like, Pixar, calm down. Okay, I see that you're really just trying to reach in there for the feels. You fucking got them, man. Up's first 10 minutes is without a doubt one of the most saddest things you'll see in a Pixar movie. It will make you cry. If you don't cry, You don't love anyone. You're cold inside. You jerk. So Up is my number 4, not because of the first 10 minutes, because I think the overall message of it is very strong and very palpable. I really, because the first 10, I don't want to spoil anything, but after the first 10 minutes, the main character, Carl, who's kind of this grump or whatever, like, he lives by himself, and there's a company trying to take over his house because they want to buy it from him so they can build a store there or whatever. But he says no, and he gets a bunch of balloons, he blows them up, and he lifts his house up, and he travels to this paradise that's very significant to him. Like I said, I won't spoil anything. It's very significant to him. He brings along a couple of characters for the ride, and I think the message here is love. And it's one of those movies where, like, you're never too old to do an adventure. You live life to the fullest, even when you're 80, 90 years old. If you can help it, go explore. Go explore the world. Keep exploring the world and keep going on these journeys so you can create these memories for a lifetime, even if certain circumstances happen to your life, that will get you in a depressed state. You want to pick yourself up and kind of just continue on life because you have so much more to live. And I think it's a beautiful message. So it's not just the first 10 minutes, guys. Let's calm down. A lot of people will say, because there's talking dogs in it, this is not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, there's talking dogs in it, and that kind of ruins it. I don't think it ruins it. It makes sense because of where they come from. And the person that Carl meets up with. So I don't think it's too far-fetched. And plus, they're really funny. They really are. Up is actually not only does it have a super duper amount of heart to it, but it's super funny. So Up is my number 4. Keep living your life. Continue on that journey that we call life. Don't ever give up on your dreams. No, it's a very beautiful movie. Up, number 4. Number 3. Monsters, Inc. I know, pretty shocking, right? This is probably not on most people's list. I don't know why. The movie came out in 2001, I believe, because it was the first movie after Toy Story 2. Because it was like Toy Story, A Bug's Life, and Toy Story 2, and it's like, where are you going to go from there? Because the Toy Story movies are great, and so Monsters Inc. was like the first one. Bug's Life was the first like original one that wasn't a sequel or anything, but this one I followed up after it. I remember seeing it in theaters, and I fell in love with it. This is one of the instances, along with actually all their movies. All their movies have fantastic voice casting, but Monsters Inc., Billy Crystal, and John Goodman as Mike and Sully. Are you kidding me? It has got to be one of the best voice castings, top 3 at least, for Pixar. It's incredible voice casting. They have so much charisma on screen, and you can just feel their friendship in that movie. It's astounding. So this one is basically monsters are in this world, and they have houses and stuff, and they have lives just like we people do. And there's a company called Monsters Inc., and these monsters go in there and they set up doors that lead into children's bedrooms onto our world, and they scare them for energy. So when they scare them, there's energy that goes up inside of a tube outside, and that's what powers the world that the monsters live in. So it's a power plant. And so this one is very special to me because, like I said, I saw it in theaters. When I walked out of it, I forgot who was with me, my mom or my dad, but I walked down, I was like, that was just, it was so good. Like because as a kid, like, you can't tell me you never did this. Like, right there's my closet. But like, if I was 5 years old, I would be worried if the door was cracked open. I'd be like, oh, what boogeyman's gonna come scare me today and help me piss my pants? Like, we all had those thoughts as a kid, and I think to really tackle that, and this one is genius because we've all had that thought as a kid. Like, what's crawling under my bed, or what's in my closet, or what the hell is that dark thing over there? Oh, it's a midget? Well, I didn't know that. But you start to become paranoid as a kid and stuff. And towards the end, I'm not going to, like I said, no spoilers, but towards the end, they actually fix it to where they don't have to scare them anymore, and they try something different. And it's actually kind of enlightening. And it's almost like a therapeutic movie to kick your terror of things under your bed or in your closet as a kid. It's almost like after you watch this movie, you're kind of okay with it. Like, you're just like, those don't scare me anymore. And the camaraderie between Mike and Sully is probably my favorite part about this movie. Like I said, John Goodman voices Sully, the big blue monster, and then Billy Crystal is Mike with the circular green monster, and they kill it, man. Their chemistry is fantastic. Steve Buscemi plays the villain in this one. I'm not gonna lie, Steve Buscemi, come here. Those are just some real talk. I think you're a great actor, but when you voiced Randall in Monsters Inc., I'm gonna sound like a complete douche, but you kind of look like Randall. I still love you. Please don't judge me. But he actually kind of looks like the monster he's drawn as. But it's just it's just that camaraderie between Mike and Sully, and like I said, all these movies have heart to them. So I could say it has a heart to them, and we'll get to the top two, and this is where they really hit you in your emotional core. And it's not just the first 10 minutes of Up, it's the whole damn movie. But Monsters Inc. is just a very fun one, and it kind of helps kick that terror that you have as a kid. And it's just fun. So, and I really love the world that's portrayed in this monster universe or whatever. And that's why I like Monsters University a lot. It's good world building. So that's what the Monster Inc., Monster University movies have going for them, is they have great world building. And I love just kind of seeing the world where these monsters exist, because there's different monsters on every single corner. So it's really great character design. So Monsters Inc. at number 3. Number 2 and number 1. I was switching back and forth for the longest time on what should be number 1 and what should be number 2. Now, if you guys have seen the list by now, you guys know that 1 or 2 is going to be either Inside Out or 2 of the Toy Stories. It's going to be Inside Out and 1 of the Toy Stories, or 2 Toy Stories. I hate doing these things live because it's like I have my list right here, but I'm contemplating it. Screw it. All right. Number 2. I just saw it today. Inside Out. It's that good, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of Pixar's most simpler movies. I'm gonna do a brief review on it because that's actually going to be my podcast episode for tomorrow. Real Me and Colin Movie Podcast. I'm doing my episode over Inside Out, so I'm going to go more in depth. But this one is a simple story about a kid who is moved away from her hometown, her friends, everything that she's known. And she goes into this new school, new house, new environment. That's all the story is. It is super simple, but it totally highlights what kids are thinking at 11 years old when you move, and how it could be scary, how you could be angry from it, how you could be disgusted from it, sad, happy. There's a lot of emotions running through your head, and I think Inside Out totally just delivers. It's a simple story about a kid moving from their hometown that they grew up in, where they have all these memories, and they go into a new place. That's all it is. And these emotions, played by Amy Poehler, Mindy Kaling, Bill Hader, Phil Smith, and Louis Black. Louis Black. I love that guy. They're played by these 5 guys. They are portraying what this character Riley is thinking throughout the entire movie. That's all it is. It's just her emotional state through this move as an 11-year-old. And it's really affecting her in many different ways and stuff. And it's just a heartbreaking movie, because I know, police, I know, My heart reeks, and I'm about to have a heart attack. So go send an ambulance. Once again, guys, Dallas, Texas. This is where I live. All right, so anyways, simple story. It's just a little girl and her emotions. That's all it is, but we can all relate to it in some way, shape, or form. And that's all I'll say. So if you want to know more about Inside Out, tune in tomorrow for episode, I think, 83. Yeah, 83 of Real Me and Cole, an A movie podcast, where I'm going to go more in depth of Inside Out and tell you what my thoughts are on it. So number 2 is Inside Out. And number 1, ladies and gentlemen, it was all coming down to this. You knew damn well. Number 1 was going to be one of the Toy Stories. But which one? A lot of people have their preferences. Now, let me give you my little story on it. I was 5 years old when the first Toy Story came out. It was the first computer-generated animated movie in history. And it blows our minds. It is so magical. And it is so relatable. And it's an idea that we all had as a kid, where we're just like, we're closing our bedroom door and we're like, you moving? Are you alive, toys? Like, we all had that thought. And I think bringing this movie to life, it brings out the kid in you, because you had toys like that. Maybe not Woody and Buzz Lightyear, which would have been pretty badass, but toys that you thought were alive. Number 2 comes out in 99, and I was 9 years old. So I'm actually growing up with Andy. I'm at the appropriate age for this. And number 2 is just heartbreaking, especially with Jesse's story. Anyways, Jesse is a character that the original toys meet in the second one, and they're on their adventures. So number 3 comes out in 2010. I'm 20 years old at this point. In number 3, Andy's going off to college, and he's kind of parting way with his toys. I was around that age when this movie came out, so I have related to all 3 of these movies from the get-go. I have grown up with this character. And I think that's why I put Toy Story 3 as my number 1. There it is. I just told you. Toy Story 3, my number 1 pick. My favorite Pixar film of all time. I don't think anything else can come close to it. Inside Out, very close. And the only reason I put Toy Story 3 on top of Inside Out is because Inside Out, I have never experienced to move as a kid while I was in school. Once I was 5 years old, my brother was 1 year old, and my parents took us into the hometown that I grew up in, and we were there from age 5 until we went off to college and stuff. So I never experienced a move like that. So I put Toy Story 3 on top because I can relate to it. This movie is about growing up, still having the kid inside you, and you can be that childish goofball that you grew up to be. See, I'm getting all teary-eyed. Pixar just loves to kick your ass, man, emotionally. They turn everyone into a weenie. Congratulations, Pixar. You're awesome. But Toy Story 3 is about growing up and parting ways with your childhood. Yeah, you can have your memories, kind of like Inside Out, but at some point you got to grow up. And at some point, you have to become an adult, and you have to, be a little bit more mature. You can still have that childish heart in you. You just need to grow up, and that is the most devastating thing, because we've all been through that. And when Andy gives up his toys at the end, it's like one of the most sad things I've ever seen in my life. Especially, there's also another scene at the end that will make you tear up, but I'm not going to tell you which one or anything, because once again, that's the art of finding out about these movies. So Andy's 18 in this, I'm 20, so I can totally relate to the growing up, parting ways type of mentality for this movie, and it just kills me, man. And it's really funny. I gotta say, for a third movie in a trilogy, it's damn funny, and it's really entertaining. I still love Tom Hanks as Woody. I still love Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear, and I think Sean Wallace, is that his name? He was the inconceivable guy in Princess Bride. He plays the T-Rex, and then I think all the others are either replaced or the same actors, but I don't remember their names. But they're doing a Toy Story 4. But so when I heard about Toy Story 4 coming out, I was like, oh, what are we doing? Like, Toy Story 3 was perfect. But listen, it's Pixar. I trust them. But as far as like a trilogy goes, it's one of the best trilogies of all time. But if I had to pick one, I got to go with 3. I love the original. I really do. I love the second one. And I love the third. Seriously, it's like picking which piece of gold's the shiniest when they're all 3 fucking shiny. You tell me. All 3 of them are a good answer to pick as number 1. But I picked number 3. So number 5, The Incredibles. Number 4, Up. Number 3, Monsters, Inc. Number 2, Inside Out. And number 1, Toy Story 3. Those are my top 5 favorite Pixar movies, but I don't even care what I have to say. What do you guys have to say? What are some of your favorite Pixar movies? Comment that place rub on my face and let me know. And tune in tomorrow. And if you're listening to this during the week, you know, the episode should be up. So Reel Me In, a movie podcast, episode 83. I'm going to go more in depth of Inside Out and why this is a masterpiece in animation. But that's just my thoughts on it. So this is the top 5 Saturdays. Join me next week as I go over my top 5 Marky Mark movies. And you know it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing back the impression. Hey, how's it going? Marky Mark here. Hey, so my top 5 list is going to be, you know, Ted, Transformers 4, Ted 2, and my cameo in Entourage. That's my favorite. That's my top 5. Maybe The Happening's in there. I don't know. Hey, Mark Wahlberg, I'm an actor. How you doing over there? Say hi to your mother for me, okay? So Mark Wahlberg will be next Saturday on the top 5 Saturdays. So if you guys want to like this video, fucking do it. If you want to subscribe to my channel, fucking do it. I'm not gonna force you. There's no gun to your head or your penis or vagina. I don't hold people hostage here. You can do whatever you want. I'm just letting you know what the options are. So tune in next week for top 5 Saturdays with Marky Mark. And no one watched live, so I have no questions to ask. Let me play my outro music, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, see you guys next week.